Good morning, grade 4 students. Once again, welcome to Scientific Class with Miss Sharon. Good morning, grade 4 students. This is Miss Shara saying a scientific day, everyone. So it is our third session for this week. Let's look over our work plan for today. We'll do recall, science bits, discussion, and scientific activity. So today, our learning targets are, let me read it for you. First, I can identify the animals' movements based on their habitat. Two, I can describe body movements of different animals. So our lesson covered for today is body movements of different animals in their habitat. Animals living in their own particular habitat have their own unique body movements. They greatly depend on the type of habitat or environment they are in. Animals adapt differently whether they are in an aquatic environment or terrestrial environment. Let us have a recall of our lessons. Let us identify the habitat of these animals. Okay, polar bear. Where do you think this polar bear lives? Correct. It lives in the mountain, no? Snow mountain. How about the lion? It lives in the grassland. Oh, look at this one. So these dolphins are aquatic animals. They live in water. And then we have the snake. So they are arboreal. Okay, so the same with the parrot and the frog. So these animals is or are arboreal animals. They live on trees. So what kind of movements do you think they need to do in order to survive in their habitats? Last time, we talked about animal adaptations. They have different body structures that allows them to survive in their particular habitat. Now, there are also movements, or body movements of terrestrial animals. That means these are the movements of animals that lives on land. So there are three basic forms of locomotion or movements of animals living in a terrestrial habitat. What is the first one? Legged or moving using appendages. So what is appendages? Appendages is a projecting part of an invertebrate or other living organism with a distinct appearance or functions. Any part of the body that may extend from a body segment. So those are appendages. It is basically the form of locomotion being used by most number of animals living on land. Vertebrates and arthropods are examples of these animals. Right, so let's look at the movements of animals that lives on land. First, we have standing, running, walking, jumping, galloping, and sprawling. So most of these movements as humans, we can also do this, no? Because we are terrestrial animals. So we live on land. We also have limbless locomotion or simply moving without legs. This is the movement that refers to as slithering or crawling. Okay? Movement where animals use their bodies to generate force. This is done by limbless animals such as snakes, slugs, snails, earthworms, and leeches. When we say slithering, this is the movement where it moves smoothly over a surface without a twisting or oscillating motions. Okay? It's slide, glide, or crawl. Now, crawling means to move with the body stretched out along the ground or of a human on hands and knees. So, when we were a child or when we were a baby, we do crawling. So, we learn to crawl first before we learn how to walk. All limbless animals come from cold-blooded groups. There are no limbless warm-blooded animals. The third movements for terrestrial animals is rolling. Rolling means rotating the body. It consists of a small number of animals that roll their whole body either under the force of gravity or those that roll using their own power. Examples of such rolling animals are salamanders, toads, beetles, spiders, and pangolins. They usually do this rolling movement to protect themselves against enemies. Okay, let's go to the body movements of aquatic animals. The aquatic locomotion or movements of animals is a movement through water, either by swimming or contact in the bottom of or other surfaces. Most invertebrates, especially mollusks, propel themselves in water using their smooth and slimy skin. They use the paddle mechanism wherein soft body parts are pressed against the water. Mollusks are great example of aquatic animals using this movement. Fish rely on their skeleton, fins, and muscles. The skull acts as a fulcrum and its vertebrate as the lever. Invertebrates like shrimp crawl and swim with short bursts of their tail. Jellyfish swim using a form of jet burst, even without backbones and fins. Mammals like whales, dolphins, manatees, seals, and sea lions use their flexible bodies to swim. Some animals that can live both in land and water include amphibians and some reptiles. They use their legs for swimming and hopping. So they can walk and they can swim. Let's go to body movements of arboreal animals. Arboreal animals live on trees. They use their wings for flying and also legs to climb on the tree, like monkeys. This one, tarsier. And we have owl. Wow, that was fast, huh? And interesting. The movements of animals in order for them to survive, right? So once again, this is Miss Shara saying thank you very much. It's a terrific day, grade 4 students. If you have any questions, you can message me in Genio or in my messenger. Or when we see each other during synchronous class. I love you guys. See you soon. See you later. I love you. Bye bye.